Hello and welcome to the Infinite Productivity Explained video. This is Chris Caruso, the creator of this software and of the Infinite Productivity Success System. The Infinite Productivity Success System is the engine behind this piece of software. This software was designed to facilitate the success system. The success system was built to help me personally accomplish the many goals that I wanted to accomplish and want to accomplish into the future. I realized one day there's no way I'm going to get done what I need to get done unless I have a system. And a system is a set of rules that I just follow. It's a set of rules I refine ahead of time. I create in order to achieve a certain result. If I have to try to figure it out every day and wait for inspiration to come to me every day, to get stuff done, well, how much will I get done? Very little at all, and it will be sporadic and all over the place. So therefore, we need goals, we need plannings, we need ways to clear our minds, and let's say we have valuable thoughts we can't, we don't want to lose. So we need a place to put those thoughts and to feel safe about putting those thoughts. And let's say one of those thoughts is a new idea for a product, a new goal, a new way to shoot a three-point jump shot, a new idea to help your marriage, whatever it is, whatever you're going to use infinite productivity for, you can instantly mind dump at a rapid rate into this system. I'm going to show you. That's called the notes part. But let me give you an overview first of all. So you have a mind clearing. But then you have goals. You need to set the big longer term goals, okay? You need to even set monthly and weekly goals if you want to get a ton of stuff done quickly. We can get a lot done in a single day. But unless that focus is there, unless that list is in front of us, unless all of our bottlenecks and problems are figured out, unless we access our state of genius to answer questions that get the answers to questions that we need and want to move forward and get what we want and become what we want. Unless we do that in a systematic way, we're not going to get squat done, are we? So I'm sure you've noticed that all of us humans are the same. I mean, some have more routines set up due to maybe some schooling, maybe due to their job, and that's great. Speaking of schooling, I don't know if you remember. I compare back, and I remember in the days of my various schools and studies. I remember, wow, I got a lot of stuff done then. Why? Because I had to. I had the noose is hanging right by your neck if you don't pass and get a good grade, and so that pressure was made really real to me, or at least I made that really real to me. So therefore, I got my stuff to do stuff. I mean, I got a lot of stuff done in college. Okay, just imagine all those courses you took, all the stuff you memorized, all the stuff you figured out. You just sat down and hammered it out. Now, what if you could apply that to your life, to anything? Let's say you're in business. What if you can apply that focus and concentration to a project, a business project, or a product or whatever that could actually make you money? Now, all of a sudden, you apply a intense focus to that, and you get it done actually. Okay, now you have something potentially very valuable, and if it's a good idea, it could go on to make you millions, can't it? Right. So this software can be used to apply towards anything and get you in a groove, in a system, and eventually, once you apply a system for about 3 to 4 weeks, you create a habit, what I call a success habit. You want to create habits out of things that will make you successful. That is a key. See, the thing is that if we, again, when we do a system, we're just doing we just do the numbers. We just do the ABC 1, 2, 3. We don't think too much about it. We don't get too deep about it. We don't, worry every day and try to remember, what was I supposed to do? No, we have the rules. We just do the rules, and we know if we just do the system, we're going to get these results, or we're going to at least put ourselves in a highly probable position to get these results. It is so liberating, and you can actually start getting results. Now, what if let's say you work out. Let's say, we're all supposed to work out anyways. I hope you're working out. But anyways, let's say, we're looking around. We notice that, for example, I look around. I see some really buff fellows out there, okay? And I see, wow, they get a lot of attention from girls, okay? So I think, man, that would be nice to have that attention. So what do I have to do? Okay, so and now I go, I see how they look, and I say, well, what do I have to do? Well, I figure that out. And then I go get a system, a workout routine that can help me obtain that type of look. Now, that routine will need some figuring in order to shape myself in a way. If I'm trying to shape a look, for example, and then I have to figure out in detail exactly what's going to produce those results. But then once I have those details, then it's just a set of rules, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and then all I need to do is show up to the gym and do my numbers, and the results get produced. But if I try to go to the gym from day to day, and then I look in the mirror every day and say, oh, it's not there yet, or you can apply the same type of scenario to experience to losing weight. You look in the mirror like, I'm still fat. Where are my abs? If we're going to do that, then we're not going to go very far anywhere, all right, in life, because life is designed so you have to have a little faith and trust. I'm sure most of you are familiar with those concepts, although we don't like those concepts these days because we want stuff now. We don't want to have to believe or trust in anything. We just want it now, okay? Well, sorry. There are universal laws that are out there that keep the universe and make the universe work. They're just set in place. So let's drop the modern nonsense thinking and let's get back to what works. And what works is having a goal out over time, okay? And then understanding that it's going to take steps to get there and actually break down the steps to get to that goal. So you know that if you do these ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if you just keep doing these steps, you broke it down logically and mathematically, then you're very likely to get that goal. Okay, you're just making a goal real by breaking the details down. And then what you do is you take those details you broke down and you stop thinking about stuff and you just do those things. Then lo and behold, oh, look, I'm making progress. Wow. And then, by the time you get to step 20, oh my goodness, I actually achieved what I wanted to achieve. And that is a secret key. But it takes steps and it takes time. We cannot get emotionally involved. We just need to do the numbers and let the results happen from doing the factual things that will produce the results. Okay, so therefore my point is we need to systematize things. Let's go to the software. Okay, I shrunk it up a little bit so it's a little condensed. So keep that in mind. You can move it around, space it out how you want. This is the current design. It may be different by the time you see it, but this is the general principle. I wanted to make this very simple. Okay? Actually, for design and the notion of simplicity, I actually listened to this Steve Jobs autobiography 20 times in a row. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. And so I wanted to try to bring this type of simplicity here. So when you enter something, all right, you enter, poof, it's inserted. When you want to send yourself an email, you click email, and then you click OK, and then poof, it gets sent to your email, your report, your today's notes, your whatever, your goals or whatever. You can click that and send that report. You can go to the report section and pick out any day, any report you want. one click, bam. All right, then you get the email. Same with printing, one click, print. Okay, print to your the printer that you have assigned as your default printer. That's of course. Okay, we have the notes section. All right, so with these plus buttons we create categories, subcategories under notes. So let's say we want to focus in on the general notes. Is you can call it whatever you want. You can call it me notes for me. Okay, actually let's just do that. Okay, so I click on notes for me, and boom, today's date is created. The entries are sorted by date. All right, for most of these, the exhaustive to-do list is an ongoing one stream to-do list. It's a mind dump of to-dos. Notes are a mind dump of thoughts. Okay, you can put anything in here of thoughts. Okay, bam. See how quick that gets entered? All right, that's a beautiful thing because, when we're sitting here on whatever, even Twitter, I haven't used Twitter in a while, but, we're trying to enter stuff on, other productivity things, okay? You have to wait for the thing to update. That's going to depend on your internet connection. That's going to depend on, the server on that side. That's going to depend on, all these things, all right? Look at this. Okay, bam. And you can, we've made it so no editing, okay? You just delete it, all right? Because if you start going into editing, it's like you're writing a book, and what happens? You misspell a word, and then you stop to correct that word. Well, you lose your flow of thought, okay? You're in a flow tapped into, I call it genius. You can call it to your soul. You can call it to infinite intelligence, as Napoleon Hill likes to call it. Whatever. I call it genius. All right, you're in the flow. Don't correct your spelling. Keep moving and write it out as sloppy as you can. Get it out. It is so easy to go back and correct later. But if you interrupt the flow, you cut off that access, that channel you had. It's like a channel. It's like a frequency you tune into. Like you're a radio. You tune into a certain frequency of thought. Napoleon Hill likes talking about something similar. And you're tuned into that station. And then all of a sudden you're getting fed the information you want. All right? Even with creative writing. All right? So if you all of a sudden you take your mind off that frequency to say, oh, I misspelled something, then what happens? You break the frequency. Now you got to go try to find that frequency again, and that's sometimes hard to do to get back into the flow of things. All right, so that's why we made it as such. We just want you to whatever comes to mind, type bam, type bam, type bam. Okay. A 10-year goal. Okay, let's just bam. Okay, so we have a 10-year goal. Oh, oops, this is a 10-year goal. It needs to go over into the 10-year goal section. So I select the section. Notice there are radio buttons next to each. And then I click move. Notice it's gone. But it's over here. Look at this. Goals, 10-year goals. And so these 10-year goals are also listed. They're not breakdown by date because doesn't make any sense. We want it all in one section, so you just type your goals in here, and your 10-year goals shouldn't be, well, it depends. Maybe you want to do like 500 things, but you just keep on typing. It'll be in here, and you want to email it to yourself or print. Bam. Oh, yeah, we just had a little bit of an addition here. So now you can print to wherever else you want. You can send it to your Google Docs. If you want to, it's kind of like duplicating the process. But if you want to send it to there, you can send it to your printer, save it as a PDF. You know, let's say you wanted to make a nice rendition of your 10-year goals. So you save it to PDF, you know, or you can send it to your OneNote. Okay, if you're using OneNote in Microsoft. All right, so you want to email. Bam, that's it. It's emailed. You have your report. This software really speeds things up. And as I started using it after Programmer, you know, polished off the, you know, all the details, I realized, wow, I am speeding up my whole infinite productivity system, my whole, even what I need to do to the next day, because it's so quick to get stuff out, thoughts out, and it's so clear and it's so organized. And again, if I have a thought that goes somewhere else, I can move it. Versus using, you know, or for example, me using OneNote and SkyDrive or whatever, Google Docs, and I got stuff everywhere, and I can't remember what's what, and you know, what did I type over here, and I just made a new folder and a new page, and I mean, those are great for different things, but you know, I realized, wow, the speed at which I get my act together, my notes, my to-dos, my goals, my things for the next day, and you know, with the goals focused right in front of me, it became even scary in terms of, wow, I can become pretty powerful using this software system. So that's my personal experience. Of course, I made it. I mean, I'm not even, yeah, you can say a bias, but I mean, I think this is bigger than me. All right, so that's my approach to this whole infinite productivity thing, software and the system. It's bigger than me, so I'm not going to go trying to claim that I'm a genius because of it or I am special because of it. I'm just thankful it came through me, and I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to use it, and I'm thankful we had a good programmer named Goran. He's great, he does a great job. So anyway, so that's how I regard this, and I think once you get into it, and hopefully I'm explaining this well, I think that once you get into it and realize, and you have that aha moment, you're going to realize as well, oh my goodness, this is extremely powerful. This is like planet moving forward powerful if we get enough people using this success system and the software. Okay, I know it sounds pretty deep, but you'll see through your experience. Speaking of experience, all you need to do is just go down. You can start currently we have a trial period. Maybe it won't be there. Maybe we'll change it around. Who knows? But you can just go to the bottom and just get started, and just click on the sign up link, and you know, the details will be down there. Let me put it that way, because you know, things we're always changing stuff, so I don't want to mention something that's going to change later. Okay, so scroll down to the bottom just to get started. Easy. All right, so now here, look, we have recent actions, recent notes, recent goals typed daily, recent LOI, and I'll explain these components more. Okay, I made it so we have these little windows that put my goals and my stuff right in front of my face, because if they're not in front of my face, I'm not remembering. You know what I mean? I don't want something hidden way back here on some date way back there. I want the most recent stuff in front of my face. And because, this is another point I forgot to mention, because of the way this is arranged, okay, it reminds me of Twitter, right? You have your window here, and it's set. On purpose, we did not allow for, at least as of this recording, allow for making this typing window larger. Now, you can type as much as you want in here, all right? You're not limited like Twitter, but just by having this smaller box, it kind of gets me to focus in a more simplistic way and express myself in a more simplistic way, which you can already tell from this video. I have a challenge of being, speaking and expressing myself in a simple way. I like to talk a lot and elaborate, blah, 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 right? But anyway, so this helps me focus and get simplified, when I'm entering. So so this helps add clarity. So when I go back and look at the list, it's very clear on what I needed to do, and that was very powerful to me too. The clarity of what I needed to do and take action. So versus reading my my list I made on OneNote or whatever, and it's blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh gosh, what a mess. I'm like, my eyes strain when I look at all the tables and the not the tables, the I forgot the lists and this and that, ABCs, and I look at it and I'm like, oh gosh, let me just do something else. All right, not good, right? All right, so anyways, recent notes, okay, or recent goals typed out daily. See, notice I clicked on more, okay, and now this little window turned into a scrollable event. So now I can see all of my typings. Now, if I type more, it would, I could just scroll through and see everything. But we wanted to keep these windows fixed so we keep the integrity of all this. So versus I don't want this dropping down and draping over and this and that. Okay. Let's try this one. Not a lot more. Okay, see that? Okay. Alright, and that's for these 4 windows with the more. Alright, so I wanted to show you that. Now, let's move on. Okay, so notes is a mind dump. Just any thought that comes into mind, pop, 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 and you can move them out later or move them whenever you want. Do this from your cell phone, your iPad. Oh, another thing, okay? Particularly good with the Mac products, but Microsoft they have their own, which is not as good in my opinion, but stuff changes. Everyone's always improving. The voice dictation, all right? With the Macs in particular, and this is not you don't need Mac and PC doesn't matter here because it's all web based, right? But you can hit that little microphone button on the Mac or your iPad, all right, or probably the iPhone. I haven't tried it yet, but and so you hit, because when you're in the text box, it'll allow you to speak. Well, the dictation is very accurate, at least it is for me, through the Apple computers, the iPads, all right, and the Mac, or the Mac. So I quickly speak it in, bam, hit enter. Quick speak, enter. Quick, speak, enter, and it is amazing. I get my stuff out quickly. I didn't realize I could spit out that many to-dos or idea brainstorms. It speeds up the process even more, and it is brilliant. So I just wanted to throw that in there, to look to use a Mac product with their excellent voice dictation. Okay, so I already explained the exhaustive to-do list. Bottlenecks are another series where we look to identify what's holding us back. I say, well, why am I not producing a website a day, for example, in your business, if you're marketing or whatever? Why am I not, what's holding me back from, how about a personal thing? Like, what's holding me back from me and my spouse from being happy? Let's identify, these points, these bottlenecks, these sticking points. Where are we in disagreement upon? And then once we identify these sticking points, now we can start to address each point and come up with creative solution. You can go apply an idea brainstorm towards, an idea brainstorm is a rapid fire, ideas. You think about what you want to have and the results you want, and then you as it comes to mind, you type, bam, type, bam, type, and then so you brainstorm. It's a heightened state of thinking. It's an intent. You get into a more intense state of thinking, and you focus, and then you take, once you're intensely focused on what you want or the solution you want, then you attract thoughts. So then you quickly put those thoughts down. Anyways, a bottleneck is very important. Just by solving one bottleneck, we can explode progress, 2, 5, 10 times faster than if we tried to just come up with new solutions, new ways of doing the same thing over and over, when we realize that the problem is that bottleneck, that sticking point, that thing we never solved. That once we get this done, then everything can release, and then we can build rapidly more positive things. That we can build more creative things. We can unleash more sales. We can, for example, let's say you sell a lot of products. Let's say you sell a lot of products online, and you realize, okay, well, man, everything's taking so long. Why am I not selling more? Why am I taking so long to launch these products? Well, you say, well, what's in the way? Well, website design, graphics design, and you go on from there. You say, okay, well, what are the problems? I can only type so much. All right, so you start to identify. You only type so much. Can you find someone else to type for you if you give them a bullet point checklist? Can you use your Apple voice dictation to speak out stuff so you can get it done more quickly? You can put these in idea brainstorm, for example. But anyways, so if you can just start identifying bottlenecks that are holding you back and identifying solutions for them, you could instantly become extremely successful once you identified and applied the solutions to those bottlenecks. And all of a sudden, all these years even of dreariness and just depression because you just seem like a failure because you can't make it happen. Why? How come this person can do it and I can't? And how come, this and that? Well, once you identify your bottlenecks and fix them, now all of a sudden you'll be freed. Your confidence will be restored. Life will seem happy again. It will seem sunshiny through the clouds, okay? You'll feel good. The whole massive weight will come off you. And so, for example, talking recently, someone mentioned their problems in keeping a relationship. Well, especially these days, psychology is very popular. Everyone has a one or two psychological disorders at least. They have all sorts of disorders out there, right? So, the question is, okay, well, you keep saying that you're a failure, you're just a bad person, this and that, but why don't you look at what the cause is? What's the bottleneck holding you back from having the relationship you want? And so now, as a person started to get more introspective and ask the questions, and that reminds me of question query. Okay, this is a very powerful section. Yeah, I will tie this into bottlenecks. Okay, but question query is you ask questions. You want to solve problems. So I just created a question query. Let's say, I'm having problems with relationships. I just keep sabotaging them, or I know this is something I want, but when they get too close, I do this, and then it falls apart. A lot of people can say the same thing, right? So, all right. So then you ask, well, what's holding me back? Oops. Bam. The act of putting that in all of a sudden registered something in my brain. It typed it in my brain as I typed it out and hit the enter button. When I hit the enter button, it's like it registers in my brain somehow. And so what's holding me back from having the relationship I want? And now I'm going to go, print this out. I'm going to just, put it on my counter where I'm going to see it. And then so I want this lodged in my subconscious, because I want my subconscious calling on the frequency of knowledge base through the ether, through the uh, the uh, the infinite intelligence concept, as Napoleon Hill talks about, which I think is a really neat concept. And then or you ask internally. And it's not about asking other people. It's about asking inside of yourself, and then channeling into that question, so you start attracting the answers. Or and you can get. I think you actually get that up through your soul. Your soul connects to that infinite intelligence, and then because when I ask questions inside of me, I get answers. And of course, you have your brain talking to you, you have your heart talking to you, and you have your soul talking to you. That's what I have found over the years. Maybe it's my imagination, but it certainly seems so. So the soul level access comes and it gives you the answers, and to me, it gives me the right answers, and it's really cool. It's very powerful. I can ask anything I want, just about. It's like I hate to say, no disrespect, but the concept of a genie. You ask, and then the answers can come through that soul level intelligence or access or whatever. So ask inside, and I think most of you know what I'm talking about. When you ask yourself inside, okay, ask, well, why am I, what's holding me back? What's wrong? What am I doing? What's wrong with me? And then all of a sudden, all these thoughts will start coming to you. You'll start examining things in the past. Actions you did, what you did to have a problem with this person or that problem, this and that. So you start coming with ideas like, it depends on what type of relationship you want people to be more attracted to you, or you want let's say you're a lady and you want you want a man to look at you a certain way, and just be not only drawn to you in a relationship level as a friend, but he wants you to look at you like you're the most special thing in the world. Okay, that he totally loves you, and he's totally attracted to you, right? So how let's say you identify that's what you want. So then you ask, type that in. How do I make that magical attraction? Okay, I won't type that in because anyways. So how do I make that magical attraction happen? All right. And so now you list some things. You may say, how what makes a guy become like that? And then you ask another question. Okay, I was actually talking to a friend who is a girl about this stuff, so I was trying to help her out. That's why this is a topic. I think that that's why it's the topic of now, but also a topic that a lot of people can relate to. And a lot of ladies, of course. I think. Anyways, so you start asking these questions. You can even type down whatever. Will it help if I, lose weight and get a, what's that Sports Illustrated girl's name? Kate something, right? Okay. An SI swimsuit model body. Then you say, well, how can I get that done? Diet, gym, trainer, books. Okay, and you just go on, and all of a sudden, with each question, your insides start giving you answers. And those inside answers are often very powerful. So we can figure out most stuff when we ask on the inside. I tell you, from my experience, I remember even in high school, I remember saying, enough. I'm not going to ask anyone's opinion anymore as a 16-year-old kid. No one gives me any good answers. It seems like whenever I ask inside myself, I get the right answers. So I remember saying that at 16. So, and I was in a high pressure high school, and so, so there's, this stuff came out of me. So, this is something that is very powerful and can really help you, get some magical things answered. But the point of this is that we need to have something that facilitates that, or else we'll think, oh yeah, I'll ask some questions, sounds like a great idea, and we'll never do it. Okay, so we need to have a system where every day, let's say we sit down, give ourselves 5 minutes, and say, question query. Okay, any questions? What do I want? How, you can even ask, why, why, or how fast does this certain car go? What's the fastest car? And how do I get that car? Whatever you want. You can start by asking simple questions that you want to know, and then you can go on and evolve that into stuff you want for yourself, or stuff you want, you want to become, something you want to become, something you want to look like. How do I make $10,000 a day? Okay. How do I make, $1 million a year? What do I need to do? You type these questions in, then all of a sudden you get the answers, and also you can pop open. Okay, you can, on the PC, if you have a scroll mouse, you can click the scroller, or let's see if you can, open in a new tab. Okay. On the Mac, I think you hit that squiggly button and you click. And then so now all of a sudden you can start typing in your notes, just thoughts about, okay, how do I make, $10,000 a day? You can say it's a thought, okay? How many products do I need to sell? At what price? Conversion, or you realize, hey, I'm gonna be taking a lot of notes on this particular topic, so what do? Okay, I can make notes. I mean a new section, right? 10K a day. So I can, just do the mind dump here. I can do an idea brainstorm. Idea brainstorm is usually a singular session, but I want to, if I want to have notes, this is something I'm going to have as an ongoing thing. So I can just open up a whole free flow mind dump for notes into how do I make $10,000 a day. All right, so that's how you do something like that. Okay, now I have a challenge of the day, and so you can notice that I have the priority ABC breakdowns. Okay, it's just like a goal I want to accomplish for the day. Therefore, it can't be too big or deep if you have only a day. And so let's say you don't have a lot of these urgent to-dos, and let's say, all right, I want to do something great today. What can I do today? I can even say, do a brainstorm. $10K a day. All right. That's the priority. Then I'll say I have a B goal. Of the day, something I really want to accomplish. Do an hour of cardio. Okay, do an hour of cardio. All right, well, that would be a goal because I don't really like to do an hour of cardio, so it would be a challenge for sure. Okay, because let's say maybe at a half an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm losing my mind. It's so friggin' boring. But an hour, because I know, hey, I need to get my heart. I need to make sure my heart is in shape. So, anyways, now, okay, so we break that. It's a challenge a day. It's a goal. That's how we do that. Now we're here in the actions. All right. Now actions. I replaced the word to do with the word actions essentially because to me, the concept of taking an action is a little more active than a to do. I mean, the to-do has its place, but I think to me, I wanted something more specific. So for the actions, we have the ABC prioritizing as well. So, let's say something is super important today. Have to send out rent because it's the last day of the month or something. Okay, it's not a priority. It's urgent. Then I can say make website for ice cream. Make web page for new ice cream flavor. Okay, it's so much nicer just speaking this out. I wish I could demonstrate. Anyways, so let's just say pick up some chicken and apples. Okay, let's say chicken is, you don't really need chicken, but like for tomorrow, it'll be nice to have some chicken around so you can eat. But if you don't make the store, it's not as important than sending out your rent and making your web page for your new ice cream flavor. And okay, so we prioritize the actions like this, and then of course when we're ready for today, we just hit the email button and bam. Okay, so now let's go over here to the LOI section. All right, and I'm going to try to wrap this up quickly. LOI is an amazing system that came to me a couple of years back because I do a lot of things, and I said, how the heck am I supposed to do all these things? So, and I also realized that if I try to perfect each thing as I do it, I'll only get like 2 things done in my entire life. All right, so I said, you know what? I need a way of doing things. I need a model. So I said, who are some of the most successful people? What are some of the most successful? What are some of the most successful businesses? So I started, looking at businesses and people, and I realized that, a lot of success out there happens when people or companies just get started with something. And then they take that something and they improve it bit by bit, step by step, layer by layer. Prime example, Microsoft. Okay? Or any software company for that matter nowadays. You have a piece of software that is useful. People want and need. So you have something. Of course, the operating system is very essential, right? So you have a piece of software. You get it so it works, and then you just get started. All right. At the time, technology knowledge is limited, so you have to start somewhere. And then guess what? You'll learn more. You figure stuff out more, and then you improve it. So, but how do you improve something? Okay, what is an improvement? What exactly quantifies an improvement? So, therefore, what needs to be identified is that with what you're doing is what increment, what quantification, what value can be labeled as an improvement. Okay, in what you're doing. In software, let's say, okay, I can improve my software by removing bugs. Okay, that's a good one. And then, B, I can get user feedback to tell me to, how this could be better or that could be better, or I'm running into problems here and there, or, and send in ideas, and then we can identify what's feasible and what could be, what could be work well, and then we implement those additions to the software. And so now all of a sudden, now the software has more functionality, and that could be called an improvement. Okay, or let's say there's certain functionality that was not very efficient. It just was too cumbersome and just created more work. Well, if we made it easier to use, then that would be an improvement. I mean, sometimes you can add more features, making the software more complicated, and then while actually making the software worse because it's less user friendly. All right, so which there's some softwares out there, in my opinion, that do that. Anyways, so we have to quantify what's an improvement. Let's say we are, let's just say my basketball skills. Okay, let's say I want to this month, and oh, by the way, LOIs are done in monthly cycles, and the system was developed to stack a doable amount of things, specific things, that when these specific things are done, they will give you a quantifiable improvement. Layers of improvement. Okay, so once we focus on 5 things. All right, 5. That's it in a month. Now, you can take this in different time frames, but I would suggest just keep it in a month. We don't want to stress ourselves out. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do within the Infinite Productivity System. And but if you can focus on 5 things in a month that are significant enough, all right, and you can actually get them done, but they have to be doable. They have to be specific. So you will have to spend some time and thought creating your LOI for each month. Let's say it's something personal, all right, for an LOI, which I do. And I've probably done a total of 7 LOIs. I've just kind of skipped a bunch of months too. But every month I do this. It's amazing. I improve myself. I would say, like, okay, I would say, all right, I need to improve the way, let's say I'm trying to shape my body, okay? I say my target this month is to bring my calf size up and the width of my calves and bring my arm size up by a half an inch after measuring with the tape. I could say something like that. I could say, this month I'm going to go clothes shopping and get new shoes and update my not so fashionable wardrobe. Okay? That would be a definite thing to do and an improvement. And then let's say, oh yeah, my teeth are crooked. I need to go see the orthodontist about a retainer. Okay, that's something very specific. And you see from there, let's say, my skin is looking pretty rough on my face. I want to look younger. What can I do? Go get cream and start using every night. Go get a certain cream. Start eating 3 vegetables and 3 fruits the size of my fist each day. Go get vitamin supplements and fish oils, and now take 15 grams of fish oils and take the multivitamins with all the good plant parts, and then go take this other spectrum of youth supplements, and do that for every day for 30 days straight. Because what happens then? I start a habit. Now all of a sudden my skin starts looking better, right? Do a facial mask, and those are subparts in that one LOI thing. Since it's for a month, you can have a decent amount of things. But if, for example, if you did LOIs like every day, well, there's only so much you can do for 5 things in a day. You have to make them very light, very I don't know, for the day, an improvement. So you have to come up with something that's very light. I always think in terms of months. But anyways, we don't want to get too complex here. Let's keep it at a month. All right, and you can do this. Okay, my basketball skills. Take 100 jump shots. That's supposed to be shots in style 8. That's a particular way of shooting, with the goal of getting that shot down 3 times a week this month. Oh, getting that shot down cold 3 times. See, well, that's not really, it's not really a clear exact thing. Take 100 jump shots. Okay, goal of getting that shot down cold in a certain style. You know what? For that, I would want to add a percentage. Let's say I'm hitting 7 out of 10 shots. The goal is to be able to average 7 out of 10 shots. And I'm going to take 100 jump shots 3 times a week. Of course, my writing of this, it wasn't very clear at the time. Take down 3 times a week for every week this month. Take 100 jump shots in a particular style of shooting. Do 20 zigzag dribbling drill runs 3 times per week within the month. Okay, so I'm doing specific things to improve my game. And of course, to be true to the system, we would, quantify. Well, what would quantify an improvement? So we would want to set that as, first I want to, be able to run up and down the court at a speed of 8 or 9 out of 10 for 3 times without losing the ball. That would be the quantifiable improvement goal. Okay, anyways. So I think you're catching my drift on that. All right, so now lastly, the projects. We want to create a new project. We just hit the plus button, type it in as before. Now we would focus in on, whatever we want to have happen, make better, improve, create software, for example, software project X. Okay, so when I clicked on that, you don't mind this. As soon as I click on a particular, I can add a to-do list. All right, now we're in software project X and exhaustive to-do list, and then I can just start typing. Do a brainstorm on how to make a new antivirus software that is not annoying. Whatever. And then so brainstorm, of course, is one of these, and and then I can, see my exhaustive to-do list though will be all in this section, in this project. It's all related to software project X. It's not getting mixed in with, my physique goals or my ice cream business or my marriage. Okay, this is for software project X. So we entered into a whole new infinite productivity world. Okay, this is it's this own little world, this own little cave of brainstorming and coming up with ideas, improvements, notes, challenges of the day. That means we're going to focus every day on making this software project great. So, we go out and make the next killer app in $1 billion. All right? All right, pardon the formatting here. We're in the midst of tinkering, and I shrunk the window. Anyways, so it's our own little world, all right? So let's go over to the ice cream business. Okay, so same thing. Now this is all about our ice cream business. All right, I opened up an LOI. I said, you know what? We need to improve our marketing every month. We need to get our ice cream out there so lots of people buy it. All right, because we have some amazing new flavors, and our ice cream is so awesome. So we click on LOI, and we have our own little world of ice cream business here. I type all exhaustive to do about ice cream. I solve it. What's our bottlenecks here? Why aren't we selling 1,000 tubs a day? What's holding us back? So he said, oh, we never called any distributors or grocery stores. Oh, man, forgot about that. So solved that bottleneck, made a list of grocery stores, called them. They said, okay, we'll try your Choco Holic Monkey ice cream, super cherry chip surprise. Okay, so, I just made that up. We're getting this out. We've got the bottleneck solved. Wow, all of a sudden we're making $1 million a month. Whoa, this is awesome. Man, infinite productivity software is great. Glad it got me to think about doing a bottleneck. All right, so it's all about this ice cream business. So we can open up a project for anything. How about my marriage? All right, what if you made a project out of your marriage? Well, you may say, oh, it's so unromantic. It should just all happen by, inspiration. Yeah, right. Okay, whoever says that hasn't been married very long, or they won't be married very long, right? So you got to work on your marriage. So you can come up with notes. And so now in the notes, you just type in, okay, whatever comes to mind. I got problems here, not getting enough sex. I'm not getting enough quality time on the couch. We never do this together. We never eat together. But whatever. We need more money. We need a bigger house. All these things. Okay. So we just get it all out. Dump it in here. Okay. Your new marriage counselor, Infinite Productivity. And so you dump it into the notes section, and then you say, okay, I got that off, got that down. So now, how do I get what I want? Oh, how do I get what I want? How do I get, more sex? How do I get, I really want my husband to buy me that BMW. How can I help him do that? Whatever. So, goals type daily. Every day you're writing your goals about your marriage. Okay, what would you like to have? For example, you can have a yearly goal. Okay, for 2013, I want us to go to Hawaii. Did I spell that right? Okay. There's a goal for the year. I want us to create 5 new marriage success habits so we are both happy. Okay? Pardon my typing skills. Okay. So that's something specific. 5 new success habits. Well, to me, I know for me, a success habit would be, okay, we're going to eat three times a week, eat dinner 3 times a week together. Okay, we are going to have at least a date night at least once a week. We are going to make sure we, at least 3 times a week. Whatever, right? So, okay, so, maybe I inspired some of you out there to go save your marriage from, all this divorce that's going around, which I think is ridiculous. But, go work on your marriage. You're not happy? Fix it, okay? Fix it, and, both of you need to, go get yourself a subscription to this, Infinite Productivity, and, make a project out of it. Be serious. Hey, look, of course, you both have to want it, but, you both, you don't want to fail, so get on to it. You can make yourself happy. The grass is not always greener on the other side, okay? So work on it, and you can apply it as a project in Infinite Productivity. All right, so you can keep adding projects, whatever you want to attack, and all of a sudden you can have a bunch of things in life you're working on, and then, look, you can do 100 times more things than you think you can. All right, we waste a lot of time. I know that if I don't have things lined up for me throughout the day, that my drift and I get bored, and when I get bored, guess what happens? I get sleepy. That's when I think, oh gosh, I think I'm going to take a nap. Yeah, whatever. We sleep enough. So, but if I have the things lined up, see, if I have clarity what to do, bam, 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 then I can do it. I can do it. The next. I get the energy for it. But if I get cloudy in my brain and I don't have any goals, I don't have a to-do list, an action list for the day, I don't have, tasks at hand, then my brain gets clouded, and then I can actually go on a sleeping tangent, which kills off 20 different things I could have done during that time when I didn't even need to go take a nap, for example. Okay, so back to the Me project. That's the first level service. Now, if you get the second level of service, you can add a certain set of projects, and you get the third level, you can add more, and so on and so forth. But you simply just go to the bottom and of this page, if you're on infiniteproductivity.net, and you can order from there. And just get started. Whatever the offer is down there, I can't really say because we may change it later. Usually we do a trial, but just get started there. Try it out. Also, of course, we have file management. You can upload your files. Okay. And you just click the add here. You have reports. So files, I made it as such so we organize the files per category. We keep them grouped in there so it's easy to access, easy to see, and such. And then reports. Okay, you can select your report, whatever you want, and you can just print or email the report. Super easy. All right, so again, I designed Infinite Productivity to be super easy to use, not cumbersome. I don't want to have to. Try to figure anything out when I'm using it. I don't have to wait for an update. I don't want to have to, go figure out, do a bunch, 10 steps in order to print this stupid document. I want it to be emailed to me instantly. This is built for a busy person who doesn't want to get cluttered up with a bunch of other nonsense you have to do, like in all these complicated softwares out there. You have to do 20 things in order to get one thing done. It's just made by a bunch of technical-minded people because they're trying to think how it's easier for them to program. No, we have to design it for us to use so it's actually useful. So, okay, so this is designed for that, and you'll see the experience, and then the focusing upon the getting the thoughts in there quickly and clearly. You'll notice from your experience, but the key is for you to get started, start using it, make yourself use it. You need to get into a success habit of using this software. That's the key. Make yourself do it for 30 days, and then all of a sudden you're going to realize, oh my goodness, I'm just never going to stop using this because it's so powerful, and I'm getting 5-10 times the stuff done that it would be very expensive life-wise to not use the system. So, I'm just saying that's what I say to myself. So, you have your own experience, but it's so valuable to be doing this system. I want you to make sure you do it, and you just start typing in all sorts of stuff. You start clicking around. You start moving stuff around. Just start off with the notes section if you don't know what to do for the rest. The rest is pretty explanatory, and you start doing these different things, these different components, and watch your life explode. Watch your life explode in progress. But also, may want to pick up the Infinite Productivity Success System Information course. It's a set of audios mostly, and it'll explain the success system. Although I did give you a good introduction to it here. All right, so that's about it. This is Chris Caruso. I hope I can help change your life for the better. And I definitely want to hear about your experience with Infinite Productivity. So when you can, just give us some feedback from the contact link on this site. And and if you had some good stories, I'd like to know that too. All right, thank you very much.